Hi. Some of this will be recognizable from a video I did recently. We're going to Exodus chapter 1, starting in verse 17. Well, actually the 15. And the king of Egypt spake unto the Hebrew midwives, of which the name of one was Shiphrah, and the name of the other was Puah. And he said, when you do the office of a midwife to the Hebrew women and see them upon the stools, if it be a son, then you shall kill him. But if it be a daughter, then she shall live. But the midwives feared God and did not as the king of Egypt commanded them, but saved the men children alive. Of course, Pharaoh didn't like that, but skipping down to verse 20, therefore God dealt well with the midwives, and the people multiplied and waxed very mighty. And it came to pass, because the midwives feared God, that he made them houses. And Pharaoh charged all his people, saying, every son that is born you shall cast into the river, and every daughter you shall save alive. I'm going to come back to that in a minute with making a little point. But now we're going into Matthew chapter 2. Now when Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea in the days of Herod the king, behold, there came wise men from the east to Jerusalem, saying, where is he that is born King of the Jews? For we have seen his star in the east, and are come to worship him. When Herod the king had heard these things, he was troubled, and all Jerusalem with him. And when he had gathered all the chief priests and scribes of the people together, he demanded of them where Christ should be born. And they said unto him, in Bethlehem of Judea, for thus it is written by the prophet, and thou, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, art not the least among the princes of Judah, for out of thee shall come a governor that shall rule my people Israel. Then Herod, when he had privily called the wise men, inquired of them diligently what time the star appeared. And he sent them to Bethlehem, and said, go and search diligently for the young child, and when you have found him, bring me word again, that I may come and worship him also. When they had heard the king, they departed, and lo, the star which they saw in the east went before them, till it came and stood over where the young child was. When they saw the star, they rejoiced with exceeding great joy. And when they were come into the house, they saw the young child with Mary, his mother, and fell down and worshipped him. And when they had opened their treasures, they presented unto him gifts, gold and frankincense and myrrh. And being warned of God in a dream that they should not return to Herod, they departed into their own country another way. And when they were departed, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream, saying, arise, and take the young child and his mother, and flee into Egypt, and be thou there until I bring thee word, for Herod will seek the young child to destroy him. When he arose, he took the young child and his mother by night, and departed into Egypt, and was there until the death of Herod, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken of the Lord by the prophet, saying, out of Egypt have I called my son. Then Herod, when he saw that he was mocked of the wise men, was exceeding wroth, and sent forth and slew all the children that were in Bethlehem, and in all the coasts thereof, from 2 years old and under, according to the time which he had diligently inquired of the wise men. Then was fulfilled that was spoken by Jeremy the prophet, saying, in Ramah was there a voice heard, lamentation and weeping and great mourning, Rachel weeping for her children, and would not be comforted, because they are not. There's a pattern all throughout history of incidents such as these. If you look at the way they're doing these things, it's no different from today. Herod wanted all the young children. He didn't even say it should be a boy or a girl, like in Egypt, where he said, let the females live, but kill all the males. He just wanted all the children dead to be sure that he got the right one. It's like when I was a kid, my mama used to say, I'll spank you all to make sure I get the right one. Well, that's the mentality he had with killing these children, not beating them where they think they're going to die. My brothers and sisters will get that. But the thing is, it seems like that's always the elitist answer to life's problems. Kill children. You look at what's going on today at Planned Unparenthood. We're going to give you free abortions because we don't want your kids. We don't want your kids taking things that we could better use for ourselves, resources, oil and gas, and by gas I mean natural gas, electricity and stuff like that. The elitists think that kind of stuff is for them, not the commoners, such as myself. And these two here had a specific group that they wanted to get rid of. Like in Egypt, he wanted all the young males because he didn't want them to be able to fight against them later on. This here, he just wanted Jesus dead. But he was willing to kill all the children to make sure he got Jesus. You look at all these places that do these abortions. That's their plan. They just want to get rid of all of them. Hitler, he wanted to get rid of the Jews. Of course, they don't mention the fact that he also wanted to get rid of the homosexuals, those born with infirmities of some sort, because they might pass those bad genes on. Not the homosexuals, but the ones that are crippled, born missing a limb, say. And, they try to make themselves God. I'll decide who lives and who dies. It's sad, but I shared a thing on Facebook, I believe it was yesterday. It says, I'm going to have to answer for a lot of things when I die, but voting for people who think it's okay to murder unborn children is not going to be one of them. Because I wouldn't vote for somebody that thinks it's okay to murder unborn children. I don't care if they've got a D by their name, an R, an I, whatever. If you think it's okay to murder unborn children, don't be looking to me for a vote, because you won't get it. Now, as an aside, remember I told you a while ago I was going to be coming back to Exodus. It was, I think, kind of funny, here in Exodus 1, chapter 22, when I see things like this, I think God has a sense of humor. And Pharaoh charged all his people, saying, every son that is born you shall cast into the river, and every daughter you shall save alive. How did Moses come to live? He was put in the river. But it was done in a way that he was going to be saved. It's just like everything else. These evil people make all these plans. God has other plans. And trust me, he's a lot smarter than they are. They think that all these things are going to come about the way they want them to. But there's going to come a time when God is going to say, enough is enough. And then instead of the commoners dying, it's going to be the elitists. And the sad part for them is they're not going to know God through Jesus. And so when they die, they're going to hell. It's that simple. It's not my choice. It's theirs. They won't listen. It's just like the sower of the seeds falls on stony ground. That's their hearts. Their hearts are hardened. They're not going to listen. They're not going to accept Jesus. I wish they would, because I don't want anybody to go to hell. But that's their choice, not mine. I'll be happy to tell them. And if you know any of them, share this video with them. Because Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life, and none come to the Father but by me. Accept Jesus, and you won't go to hell. I love y'all. See you next time.